red guitar here is a song called Time. Everybody seems to write a time song. Well, I did too.
That's Melissa Kate, and her CD is called Blind Faith. And if you want more information on Melissa and her music, you can go to www.melissakate.com. course, your music, Melissa, you're also into a lot of different charitable projects too. Talk to me about one of them you talked to us about before when you were on the show called the Hunger Project.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I work with a group called the Hunger Project, whose mission is to, I shouldn't say mission, they empower people to end their own hunger, which means they go into locations where there's chronic hunger, not famine. Famine other groups can take care of, but chronic hunger day to day. And they have a methodology that actually you can repeat. So somebody else could pick it up if they really wanted to empower people to actually end their own hunger. We go in, we find out what they need, what's missing. If it's women's rights, then we actually empower the women and we get them into the government, and they get the villages talking to each other so that they make a lot of noise and then their governments start paying attention to them. It's a really cool, fantastic organization.
How did you become aware of this organization?
When I was living in New York, my first temp job actually was with the Hunger Project, and it literally took 1 month with them before my heart was sold to what they're doing.
That's so great. Yeah. I mean, and countless other organizations too you're involved with.
Quite a few. Another new one that I've actually just become deeply passionate about. It's a new nonprofit, but I'm kind of the New York rep. It's called Artfully Aware, and what we do is we go into places where there are war-torn families, former child soldiers, places where people are starting to lose their art form, and we use all sorts of artists to help them kind of rekindle that and bring that back to them. So whether it's theater or whether it's music or whether it's print or costumes or whatever they're most interested in doing, we bring art to them. And we're starting to connect classrooms as well around the world. So there's this kind of global community of young child artists.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And you know, it's really, I think the importance of volunteering cannot be said enough, really, and it's so important to instill it in our children and to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. You know,
yeah, it's kind of a way you have to
that.
kind of plan yourself to think that way. Van has actually helped me a lot transform how I'm thinking about making that an active part of my life.